It ain't my truck or dirty dog that don't apply to me. It's all my goddamn hobbies don't recognize what I see. Comic books, movies, and all this streaming crap. 'Cause all my hobbies suck now. Gonna throw it all in the trash.
Hello and welcome back to Surly Tim's. Now this is going to be my comic book haul for June of 2024. Choosing to do most of these at the end of the month now because if I pick up other books throughout the month, I don't have to make multiple videos or include them in the next month. Example, I kind of was waiting to do this video until I picked up some books from my local comic shop, of which I can walk to. It's actually that close. But as I went down the last time and nobody was in, and it's been quite hot. We're actually in a heat advisory right now and have been most of the week. So I decided I was going to go ahead, stay home, and be cool along with my cat. I decided to go ahead and just make the video, and I'll include those in next month's when I get down there. So, and there's not very many down there, so it's not a big deal. But from DC, with their facsimile editions, they had Mad Magazine #1, which I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to because I've never had the chance. I think there was a reprint inside of an old issue of Mad Magazine years ago. I just never read it. I think I owned it and just never read it. I'm notorious for doing that in the past, not these days. Fantastic Four number 20. I've really been digging this book. It's this one was, you had Johnny and Ben working at a local grocery store, trying to do their part, put money in the pockets of the family, and it's about a competition between the two of them to see who can sell the most product. It's hilarious. This new run of Fantastic Four, was it North, Gomez, and Abertov? It's so much fun because it's very personable. It takes the characters and it brings them to the forefront. There's not a lot of crime and stuff going on, or a lot of super villains. They do occur, but it's very humorous, and I've really been enjoying it. Cobra Commander #5, which I think I read it, but it's just not sitting in my head. It's been a few weeks since I've read it, if I had. I'd like to. I'm trying to wait with a lot of these, and cat's messing around in packaging. I'd like to read these in their entirety. Since there's only 5 issues in this run anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read it in a while. The new issue is Scarlet, first issue is Scarlet, by Kelly Thompson, Marco Ferrari, and Lee Lowridge. I had mixed emotions about it. I can see certain things going a certain way, some boxes being checked, and it kind of puts a damper on some of the things that I've known about the character for years, that I think that the box checking is back. So it's hard to say if I'm really going to stick with this book. I've got the second issue waiting in my file. I'll read it, and that'll determine whether I keep it going or not, because I was really hoping that this wasn't going to be another box checking event to where it's like, oh, its character has to be this, and this. It just, I don't know. And I was hoping that these books would just be completely clear of those. Apparently not. We'll see. Void Rivals #9. I read it. I need to start rereading Void Rivals again because I think there was a month or two that I didn't get the issues until late, and so I'm not really familiar with the whole story again, so I need to go through it again. Old memory doesn't work like it used to. Space Ghost #2. I'm really digging the book. This is one that I look forward to every month now. I can't wait. Counting the minutes. I don't even wear a watch. The next one, I've been wanting to buy these books for a long time, at least while I read them, and thanks to Sleepy Reader, he had mentioned a couple of the, was it Ghost Machine titles, and when I was at my regular comic shop, I decided to pick up the sampler, just Ghost Machine #1, introducing the Rook, or just Rook. And I figured I'd pick that up. And they had some editions, like later printings for Redcoat #1. I actually kind of dig this. The covers for that, and Rook. Those were phenomenal books. I actually have hopes that these are going to be long-running, great series. Some of the other ones that were in that Ghost Machine, there were a couple other series that they were getting the previews for. They looked okay, but I don't think I'm going to run for those. I do know that I'm going to be buying Geiger too. I got to put those on my file list. I figured I'll do that at the local shop because he stopped buying DC books, and I was picking up my Superman books again just because I was missing them and I have absolutely no self-control. So, but that's the way that goes. But I liked those so much that I ordered Junkyard Joe, which I had been wanting to read for a long time. This one was the Gary Frank, Jeff Johns book, and the Gary Frank stuff has always been good. And Johns is an amazing writer, especially when there's not, he doesn't have a lot of constraints. He seems more freer with writing these as opposed to stuff he's done for major corporations in the past. And Geiger, which I had wanted to read a long time ago when it first came out, but I ordered it too late, and by the time I was able to get the first issue, which should have came in, I got like issue 2. For some reason it still never got pulled for a #1 for me, so I was like, the hell with it, I'm not going to buy it. And I wish I tell you, well, discovering it later, I think I appreciate it more because I read the whole series at one time, and I kind of prefer that in many ways. But Geiger, Junkyard Joe, very, very good books. Hands down, some of the best stuff I've read in a long, long time. And I know I say that with a lot of the newer books that I've been picking up, because it's G.I. Joe, Transformers, the independent little series in between those, all these new properties coming. You got Defenders of the Earth, really looking forward to that. Flash Gordon on my file list. There's Johnny Quest coming. This is an interesting time to be a comic collector for me. A lot of the titles that I loved when I was a kid, they're coming back. And I'm on board, 100%. I can't wait for every month for comics anymore. It's just really good stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and do another video here shortly with the old books that I had picked up. It'll be a much shorter video, of course. But thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.